Hi everybody, it's Stephanie. Today I am making the cutest rainbow cake that I have adorned with delicate edible butterflies. I really love how this turned out and I can't wait to show you. Let's get started. I've already done my baking and I have here 2 8-inch round cakes and 2 6-inch round cakes. And if you follow the recipe in the description box, it makes exactly this much cake. And as always, I'm going to use my serrated knife to cut the top off of each cake, and once they are flat on the top, I'm torting the layers, which means I'm cutting them each in half horizontally. Torting a cake is pretty easy once you get the hang of it. You just want to hold the knife about halfway down the cake while rotating your turntable. And then just keep rotating the turntable and cutting all the way through the cake. My cakes are all divided into layers and now I'm filling it with buttercream frosting. If you pipe a buttercream dam first, it gives you a guide for filling. And then all your filling layers are all the same height. You'll want to do the same exact stacking, filling, and smoothing process for the 6-inch cake too, but for this one, you'll need a 6-inch cake board on the bottom of the cake. Once it has been filled with frosting, you'll need to do a crumb coat, which is a thin layer of buttercream frosting on the outside of the cake, and then pop it into the refrigerator to chill. This is where you'll want to get it as smooth as you can by using an icing smoother and a hot offset spatula around the sides of the cake. To get that sharp edge along the top, use the icing smoother to scrape off the icing along the top, pushing it in towards the center. And then I always pop it back into the refrigerator one more time to set up, and then I smooth it out one last time to get it as perfect as I can. Let's move on to the fondant. I am using a satin ice fondant here and I am rolling it out with my large Wilton rolling pin. Once you have rolled it out, drape the fondant over the rolling pin and then unroll it onto the cake. Make sure there's no air trapped under the fondant on the top of the cake, and then run your hands around the top edge because that's the first place that it will want to tear. Then you'll want to gently open up the pleats of fondant and smooth it out with the palms of your hands while also rotating the cake. Once you get to the bottom of the cake, you'll then want to smooth it out with fondant smoothers, and if you have any air bubbles that come up to the surface, you can get rid of those with a pin. Once you're happy with it, use a razor blade to remove the excess fondant along the bottom edge. And cover the smaller 6-inch cake in the same exact way. Covering cakes in fondant takes a lot of practice, and even after doing it all these years, I still get cracks or tears in the fondant. So don't be discouraged if you don't get it right away, just keep practicing. Let's move on to the fun part, the decorating. The beautiful rainbow is up first. So I already colored my modeling chocolate in the rainbow colors and I'm rolling out each color into logs. Try to keep them as close as you can in size. To assemble the rainbow, start by wrapping the purple around a circle cutter, leaving one side longer than the other. Continue curving all the colors around the previous color until you have created a colorful and beautiful rainbow. Next, I am roughly trimming down the edges of the rainbow, and then I'm brushing some piping gel in between each color so that they all stick together. And then I let the piping gel dry out overnight. Since this rainbow is made out of modeling chocolate, it will automatically want to stand up on its own, which is why it's a great product to use. However, if you are going to be in the heat or this cake is going to be outside, I do suggest you use a different product called gum paste. The rainbow is not complete without some sparkle, so I am carefully brushing some piping gel on just the white section of the rainbow, and then I'm dusting some prism powder from Fancy Sprinkles all over it. I tried to keep it just on the white, but it did get all over everything. But for the most part, it looks really pretty and the gold is so bright and dazzling. I thought it would be really cute to airbrush the bottoms of the cakes to give it a little bit more color. So I am lightly spraying each one with blue and violet airbrush color. I really love this technique. I think it looks so pretty and it was very easy. Next, we need to prepare the cake for stacking, and that requires adding plastic straws for support. So I have cut 5 straws to the exact height of the cake, and then I'm pushing them into my larger cake. And since the top tier will be off center just a bit, the straws need to be only on one side. To get my top tier to stay in place, I'm spooning some melted candy melts on top of the larger tier, and then I am carefully moving my top tier into place. I could have added a central dowel, but since I'm not traveling with this cake, I thought it would be okay without. Before I move the rainbow over onto my cake, and just to be safe, I am pushing a few toothpicks in the bottom of it to keep it from falling off. And then very carefully, I am putting the rainbow into place by pushing the toothpicks down into the cake. Isn't that so beautiful? In real life, it looks absolutely gorgeous. To finish off the rainbow, I have made clouds, most of which are hand-rolled out of modeling chocolate, and some are 6-slit candies. So just stick those onto the cake with piping gel in any way to resemble clouds. Okay, now that my clouds are finished, I decided to add sprinkles to the cake as well, and at first I was adding them one by one in specific spots. But after doing that for a really long time, I wasn't too crazy about how it looked, so then I made my own rainbow sprinkle mix, and then I brushed the bottom edges of the cake with piping gel, and then I really covered the bottom edge with lots of sprinkles. Just by making this one change, I went from thinking this part was only okay to really loving it. I have one final detail that I want to add to this cake, and it's the delicate butterflies. The butterflies are wafer paper, and you can print them yourself if you have an edible image printer, or if you do not, that's okay, you can order them on Etsy. So just go to the Etsy website and do a search for wafer paper butterflies, and you should be able to find a nice selection there. My beautiful rainbow butterfly cake is complete. I would say this cake was pretty easy to make, and I was able to finish it so quickly. The only change I wish I would have made is to add a few more smaller butterflies, but overall, I am really pleased with this cake, and I think anyone could make it. Thank you all for watching today. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned how to make your own rainbow cake with beautiful butterflies. If you have any ideas or suggestions for me, please let me know down in the comments section. All right, I'll see you guys again very soon. Bye, everybody.